traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trail head full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast, and she said, "You come from a land down under, women blow and men chunder." Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Studio Live today. That's enough of that. That's enough of that nonsense. But what are we doing here today? Well, we are creating a cover song in the month of, October? In the next 2 weeks, we're going to finish up a cover song, and I've decided to do this song here. It is Down Under by Men at Work. Not Men Without Hats, Men at Work. Different band. And at the moment, we've put it together. Sounds a little bit like this. Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. So it's very much a concept idea at the moment. And in this video here today, what I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time getting the basic arrangement ready. So that means setting things up, making sure that I've got the right number of sections, putting a basic, because at the moment the drum beat is literally just this big room kit here with Magnus. And we need to make sure that that goes all the way through and has basically just, that's our metronome at the moment. So that's going to help us do everything. And the good news is we're doing this live here on the channel. So if you've got ideas about this, you can join in live. I did miss a trick. I was listening to music this morning and the song Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. came on, and I was like, that would have been a much better song to do in October. But here's the thing, that's already an 80s kind of dancey, disco-y, synthy type song, so I wanted to go with something different. So hello to the folks who are here live. We will dive in and get started in just a minute or two. If you're watching on the replay, I'll dump some timestamps so you can see when we actually get started and when we do each section. But for those that are here live, hello to you. We've got Thomas Christ, we've got Phil Gone, hello to Night Train 1988, hello to Bear. Jenny is here of Jenny and Ron. Sorry to put you guys together all the time, but thank you for being here. Wolfstone Studio, Synth Fidel, hello to you, and Vegemite sandwiches for all, not not that. So thank you again for dropping on by. We'll have some fun here today. If you missed the news, let's do a quick news segment here before we get started and crack on. So updates. So there are new updates in GarageBand and in Logic, and the major new update for GarageBand is that it now has all of those producer packs that everyone that had GarageBand Mac was super sad that all the iOS folks got, but Mac didn't get. Guess what? Mac now got them. And Logic got not only the producer packs, but Logic also now has spatial audio. So you can actually now mix in case you weren't confused enough about where to put your things in a stereo spectrum with just left and right. Now you can put them in all sorts of 3D spaces. So we are playing around with that in the next couple of days. I'm going to firstly play around over on a Patreon. So if you are a patron of mine, about this time tomorrow, about an hour later, I'm doing a Patreon live show where I'm using Logic for the very first time. Yes, it is time. Don't you think it's time? Well, this just like when the Mac M1 got released and I decided to actually finally buy a Mac and use a Mac, and now I'm kind of hooked in that. This Logic update is what's going to make me actually go and download and install Logic. You get a 3-month free trial. So I'll be taking advantage of that and making the most of it. But yeah, it looks kind of cool. Jenny says that her and Ron are together most of the time. There you go. Probably especially in 2020, 2021. Darren Bryant says, if there are plops and clicks in your audio, maybe the internet connection. Potentially. No, I'm not overloading the thing here. Restream at the start of its streams, I've noticed, in the first sort of 1 to 2 minutes, often does have a few little pops and clicks. It's probably not coming through at my end, but you never know. You never know your luck. Sorry, whenever I've got does anyone else that has a keyboard in front of you, you just can't stop using the keyboard? Thomas Christ says, haven't ever messed with spatial audio. Seems like you have everything recorded and mixed before you use that. Maybe, I don't know. I just assumed it would be similar to what you used to be able to do with 5.1. If anyone's ever done video editing and you've mixed 5.1, you basically pan, but instead of panning having left, right, you've got left, right, center, back, left, back, right. So you had a 2D space for that. What spatial audio looks like is it's a 3D panning space, and I don't have a clue how this actually works. I'm far from an engineer, so I don't know how they get that height as well as side and in front and behind, because apparently it can move in like 3 dimensions around your head, a bit like the audio you get in a VR headset. So we'll find out. Now I do need to work out how to actually update my GarageBand, because again, if you're new to the channel here, you'll know that I'm not a GarageBand Mac expert. I spend a lot of my time in GarageBand on iOS, but I haven't actually done it here. So what have we got here? We've already installed all the sound library stuff. I think so. We've got About GarageBand. We are in 10.4.3, and from what Patrick at the GarageBand Guide said, is that we're going to need to go to the App Store most likely to do this. So why don't we do what Patrick says? So we'll just quit out of this one. We'll save this project as it is at the moment, and we will get back to the music recording in a moment, I swear. But we might as well give this a crack and see if we can actually update this GarageBand now, just in case any of you have GarageBand on Mac and you're looking to update as well. You can follow along at home. So here's the App Store. We'll bring it over onto this window. So I've got my MIDI keyboard here in front of me, so it's a little bit clunky here today to use my mouse because I don't have a huge amount of desk space. So Patrick said you might need to come in here and search out GarageBand. There it is. It's got an update button. So we'll update GarageBand. We'll let that do its thing. Speaking of a problem, this will probably cause problems with the streaming now. Anytime I download, for some reason, it affects the uploads. Good old NBN here in Australia. So we'll let that do its thing. So if you want to follow along at home, if you've got a Mac, fire up your Mac, hit the update button, and see if you can update GarageBand on Mac, and we'll see what the process is when you update it. Let's go. Try it on the Billie Eilish song. Yeah. The Logic Pro does come with a free complete multi-track of a Billie Eilish tune. So, yeah, if you want to test out spatial audio, that might be a cool place to test it. We'll wait for this. Just have a coffee break. Cheers. How's everyone? How's your day been? Anyone got a new MacBook Pro on order? I'm probably not, but don't quote me on that. The problem I have at the moment is between the Mac. So I've got a Mac Mini M1, and that's my setup here, and I like it, but I did buy the absolute cheapest. So eventually it's going to be a little underpowered, but the MacBook Pro is totally overpowered, and I don't know that I really want a MacBook Pro. And I like the idea of my desktop setup just being here and stable. So what a lot of people have said to me is, Pete, you should go out and buy a MacBook Pro and then just dock that. You dock it in your desktop, and then it's all set up there. And then when you're on the go, guess what? You just unplug and you're away, and you've got your exact same setup on the go. And while that sounds super appealing, in the past I've found it super clunky, because every time you plug back in, something seems to be not quite right. It doesn't seem to have quite the same thing going on there. So yeah, the jury's out on that one. I didn't think this through, because this GarageBand update is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Let's read the details of the update while we do this. So here is what's new. We've got 8 producer packs with royalty-free sounds from today's biggest hit makers, including Boys Noise, Mark Lettieri. Yeah, you know all the rest. We've already had those all there on iOS. Sound packs, Slap House, Modern Ambient, and a collection of 808 drum kits, bass samples, and loops. Total of 2,800 loops, 50 kits, and 120 patches. And it's just got the kind of generic GarageBand things here. So nothing new with the screenshots. So for GarageBand users, you get a whole bunch more sounds. And look, is this massive? Not really, because you could have got these anyway. As I've showed in a previous video, if you have a project... Oh, we've got an open. Let's open while I talk. If you have a project in GarageBand iOS that has the producer pack sounds, you can actually send that... Oh, made a funny noise. You can actually send that over to Mac, and it will download those packs. So these have been available kind of in the background, but it's nice to just have them completely available. All right, so let's go to the sound library here, and what we're going to do is download all available sounds. Click continue, download this. Progress will be in the LCD progress indicator. All right, we'll hit continue. Again, probably making a huge mistake. And I don't know, is this the progress bar? Is this our download progress bar? Yeah, you can see there. So that's going to slowly download all those packs in the background. So we'll return to that later. But for now, let's crack on with where we're at with this project. And again, I'm going to have to use my mouse over the top of my key. You know what? I'm an idiot. Why don't I just put the key... Until I start playing, I'll just unplug my keyboard and pop it down. So while we're setting up here, There you go. Now I can actually use my mouse and keyboard. Genius. So what we're doing here is setting up this project, and I'm pretty new to GarageBand Mac, so I don't really know how all of this stuff works. I'm going to have to play around with it. So what I'll do is now there's an arrangement track. We learnt this last time. There's an arrangement track here in GarageBand, which is under Track, Show Arrangement Track. And this is where we can actually set up different sections here. So we can add a section here, and we can, before I do any of this, so we'll undo that. Before I do this, I need to add some space at the start here, because you know what I did? I did the rookie mistake of not giving myself a couple of bars of lead in here. So what I should be able to do, based on my limited experience, is can I Command A? Yes, I can. And we're going to move everything 4 bars to the right. So that's going to start on bar 5. So I'm going to give myself a nice lead in of 4 bars here. So we'll add that. We'll go back there. We'll rename this. And we'll rename it lead in. Why do you need a lead in? Well, let's just say that I wanted to start with something like a big, like, pew, do, 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 do. Like maybe I wanted a big riser or something that would come in at the very start there. Yeah, that's something that I can have, because I can have a lead in. And the same with guitars, and the same with piano chords or anything like that. So that is what we want. We're going to hit the plus here, and let's build this out. So we know we've got the intro, which is this part here that does this. So it's quite a short intro. It's only 4 bars of intro. And then we kick into the first verse, which is this part here. In a fried-out combi. And we know that this is verse 1. So we can just come in here, double click it, verse 1. Must admit, the Mac is, because you've got a mouse and keyboard, the Mac is easier to do things like typing and renaming and that sort of thing, despite the fact that I still am more of a fan of the iOS in general. So this is where our chorus kicks in. You come from a land down under. Women glow and men blood. So that's chorus 1. Chorus, but we need to double click. Oh no. Okay, so we're going to click it, chorus it, and then click it, rename it. All right. So that's chorus 1, which goes there. We're going to hit the plus button again. And again, oh, look, it's already got our bridge, but it's not really. What would you call this? What's the bit that goes in between? Like, it's the intro again, but it's the 4 bars of like I always call them interludes. I don't think that's anything to do with what it should actually be called, but we're going to put it as an interlude anyway, because I'll know what that means, and that's probably more important. Now, can we copy from these or do anything like that? No. So I was trying to just see if we could just drag this verse here and then rename it again, but I think you just have to keep building it out like this. Oh, excuse me. From a man in Brussels. So here's our verse 2. We're going to rename this one to verse 2. And that will go. He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. He said, what we could do here. So yeah, there's our chorus. Now, can we just so that we've got something in here, let's just split this, because these drums aren't actually lined up, and I kind of wanted some fills in the middle of those, but just to keep things consistent, we might actually just bring these out like this, just so that they match our bits and pieces here, except for that one, because we do want it to actually stop. And then this is where we kick in with our next one. So let's just, again, we're just gridding this up here now so that when we're doing the demo here, it all makes sense with what we've got. So he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said... So we don't need that do a bad, because that's from the next bit. So... He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said... And he said, I come from a land down. Do you come from a land down? All right, so then we can just grab the chorus here. We're just going to copy this and paste it over here. So this is our chorus again. So we'll hit the plus on the arrangement track. This is going to be our chorus. And do you need to do this? Is it essential? No, not really. But does it help you out in the long run? Because you can then just start shimmying things around. So the good part about this is if I wanted to sort of totally remix this, I could just grab these and like move them to different sections like that. And it actually moves everything underneath it automatically. So we'll undo that because we don't want that. So that's why it's good. So Here's our second chorus, and what we'll do, we'll just grab and copy this vocal, just so that we can fill out this section. So here's our second chorus.
We come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder.
That's not in the right timing, is it?
Can you hear
We'll
the
re-record some
thunder?
vocals later.
You better run, you better take cover.
And then we do the interlude again. So we've then got another interlude, which is it really wants there to be a bridge. There's no bridge. There is no bridge. So we'll just go to the interlude again. We'll just copy some drums in there, and this time, this is the interlude too. It kind of goes. There is a bridge then. So there is then a bridge, which is basically the same length. And see, now it wants an outro. It's like, Johns, you've been spending too much time on this already. You got to go to an outro. No, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this is, whoa, hang on. I did something weird there. So that's the actual bridge. Okay, so and then we got the verse, the final verse, which is verse 3, which is and then we have a big final chorus. So we'll go pause here. That's going to be verse 2. And this is why, while I'm learning this, it's cool that I'm doing this with a cover song. The main reason I picked a cover song for this is that I don't have to worry about I do have to work on the arrangement, but I don't have to worry about things like actually writing the song at the same time that I'm learning how to use some new software. So that's always a plus. Oh, how do we get to the end? I keep grabbing the wrong thing. Just want to go to the very end here. Just go to that very end. There we go. All right, so then we're going to add the final chorus. And what I'll do with our final chorus is we'll just make this, we'll embiggen this out. Oh, I'm stretching it out into nowhere land. How did that work? How do I not get more? Just give me more bars. All right. There's got to be a way to just tell it to have more bars here. Do I just have to put something in there? Is that how it works? All right. Fine. I'll play your game. We'll paste you in. And we'll paste you again. There you go. Now we're going to have a big final chorus here because I don't quite know what I'm going to do at the end of this song. So there you go. The arrangement track here, again, I learnt from Patrick and I took his advice and I set up my arrangement track here. So now I know where all my different sections are going to be in this one. So we can start. There's our lead in. There's our intro. Verse. Chorus. Interlude. Verse. And then back into chorus. We don't have any. We'll put the big room there again in the chorus. Interlude. All right. I think we're good. I think we've got ourselves pretty set here. Verse, chorus, interlude, bridge, verse, final chorus. And how long's this track going to go for? Can you change the display here? No, not really. Oh, you can go up and down like that. Must be fun watching me just going, this guy's someone who teaches people stuff. Well, I do sometimes, but sometimes I have to learn. And sometimes the best way to teach is to learn yourself on the fly and then impart that knowledge to other folks. And this is why I went with this one, Clayton, is that I thought this is not only an iconic Australian song, despite the fact that it was written by a Scottish dude, Colin Hay, but it was actually known around the world. So if I did like a Frenzal Rom song or a Whitlam song or some obscure Australian band that no one else has ever heard of, it's probably not going to be that interesting to see the process, whereas everyone knows this song. And you know what? If I'm going to get copyright claims on this video series, which I pretty much am, then at least I can give it to some cool people like Colin Hay and the Men at Work folks. So that is my logic for this one. Yes, he is Scottish. Yeah, Colin Hay. He wrote the most iconic Australian song of all time, and he's a Scot. So there you go. All right. So what we want to do now is I want to get the bass. So we've got the drums, and the drums aren't actually going to do what they're doing here because these are just, this is just my metronome. But we're going to sort of start building out the arrangement. And the reason that I brought my trusty M Audio Key Station 49 here, and that I've got this plugged in today, is that it's going to help me. Because last time you would have known, or if you watched episode 1, by the way, if you watched episode 1, do check out, if you missed episode 1, check out the link down below. You can check that one out. Maybe wait, if you're watching live, watch it afterwards. If you're watching this one, go back to episode 1 and you'll see how we started out. But I use the typing keyboard, so if you hold down Command and hit K, here in GarageBand Mac, you can use your typing keyboard. So if I was playing bass here, like this is what I was doing. There you go. Audible Video said my favorite song, Colin Hayes song, is "I Just Don't Think I'll Get Over You." Don't do a disco version. I know. Maybe don't do a disco version of Overkill either. That might be okay. It's just overkill. Yeah, Overkill. Definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite Men at Work song, and my favorite Colin Hayes acoustic version. Anyone that watched Scrubs back in the day, the TV show, yeah, Scrubs was cool, and it had Colin Hay in it. And there's a thing where what's the guy, Zach Braff's character, John, the doctor. Colin Hayes there following him around playing Overkill on his acoustic guitar, and like the plot progresses, and then eventually Zach Braff grabs Colin Hayes' guitar and just smashes it, and he's like, oh. So I've just plugged in my MIDI keyboard. By the way, plugging in a MIDI keyboard into GarageBand on Mac is super simple. Like, it's dead easy. All you need to do is literally plug it into a USB port, and you didn't see it, but it popped up here, a little message over on my other screen saying number of MIDI channels changed to 2, and you've now got a MIDI controller installed. So now I can do that. Yeah, Scrubs was cool. Dr. Cox. I know, Dr. Cox. What's the guy's name? His name's John someone. He's played a lot of really cool characters. He was one of the Bobs in Office Space, the guy that played Dr. Cox. And yeah, he's such a good actor. I'll give you a bit of a view down here. I'll just adjust that camera angle so you no longer have to see my face. Just so that you can see as we play along here, because it's probably more important that you see this setup than that one. In fact, can we try this view here? Oh, look at that. All right. And I also have a sustain pedal plugged in. Now, if you're going to play keys, especially if you're playing pianos and organs and things, do grab yourself a sustain pedal. They're literally like $20, but all you need to find out, like, you can go the cheapest sustain pedal, that's fine, because really all it does is turn sustain on and off. But make sure it has a polarity switch on the bottom. So this one has a switch that says PS10 and PS15. The reason for that is that some keyboards, when you plug in a sustain pedal, it sends the signal the wrong way. So it'll have sustain on like that and off like that. That's obviously really annoying. You don't want that. So when you buy a sustain pedal, just buy one that has the polarity switch on the bottom, and it means that if it goes the wrong way, you just flick it, and then you're good to go. All right, throw this down on the floor. I won't need sustain for the bass. That's a pretty cool bass sound. I may keep this bass sound in here. All right, so now what I want to do, I had the original idea of the bass here, which was slightly different, and then I've changed it up here. So what I've got now is the octaves here in the intro, and then I wanted to make it a bit minimalist here. So in the verses, we want lots of like vocal effects and stuff here, and like some higher end stuff. And I wanted to clear out some space here with the bass, and then bring it back in with this bit here. And then go back to the octaves there. So we're going to say goodbye to this one, because that one, we don't need that track anymore. We can delete it. I've got to work it. There are regions on this track. Delete track and regions. Sure. Okay. And I'll actually even delete out the, I'll delete it there. I'll leave these ones here. And what we'll do is we'll just do a new track with duplicate settings. We'll mute out that one, and then we'll record our bass. So just so that we can record some nice bass, and I know it's going to be in time because I'm going to be using the keyboard here. We'll take that one off. All right. All right, I'll turn that up a little bit just so that you can hear this. That's a tasty bass sound. Just the standard Stinger bass here in GarageBand. Oh, look, we're getting new ones. The Solid Soul electric bass is coming in here. Like, look at this. All these new sounds. Oh, the new sounds are coming in. Oh, so fun. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting excited. First time I've used Mac. Second song I've done on Mac GarageBand. I'm getting a bit excited. Let's record this, shall we? So we'll hit the record button here, and we'll record in some bass. 2, 3, 4.
Traveling in a Friday.
So that volume's a little bit too loud. I don't want to blow our ears off here. So we'll come in here. So we'll do the single notes here with this.
Traveling in a Friday combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, you come from a land down under.
No, didn't get that bit right, but that's okay. We just triggered on back. So this is... Am I an octave too low with this? Should I be? No, no way. Yeah, no, I need to be up here. All right, let's record.
Breakfast. She said, you come from a land down under.
Timing was shite. Let's try that again. 2. I'm not used to not swinging things, like trying to keep things right in the pocket. 1.
She said, you come from a land down under. Women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
All right, now I'm going to cheat, because literally with a bass like this, I don't normally abdicate copy paste, but we are going to copy paste here. And I'm going to regret that when I realize that I played it badly in the first time around. But we'll probably quantize this anyway, because it's literally right on the notes. So we'll probably do some quantizing later on. So let's grab this this verse here and just make sure that this verse will sit in the right spot. Actually, no, because hang on. Did we want to make this
She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, you come from a land down.
Yeah.
He just smiled and gave me.
Yeah, so it's this bit that we want it to be different. So let's delete this and we'll replay in this bass because we want it to just be like a at the end there. All right, let's go.
Buying back from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, you come from a land down under. Women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
That's where we go to the bridge. So we haven't written the bridge section yet. So we'll get that back from the interlude there because we'll do the whole bridge section separately. Now, we do have some additional keyboards that we added last time. I'm not liking many of them, but we'll continue getting the bass and the drums done here, and then probably the vocals. It's going to be a weird one because we're going to get the bass and the vocals all the way through, and then we're going to kind of build the synth patterns and the different instrumentation around the vocals, because it's going to be very heavily based on vocals and backing vocals and things. So, by the way, who's loving the head cut off view here? Might go with this from now on. There you go. Is there crackle? Is there crackle coming through? Am I just too loud? Hang on. Let's just check this again. Make sure, see if I'm clipping my boss.
On a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange.
Yeah. Well, let me just do a quick check here on my settings here. So we have stereo audio input, we have high resolution audio, and what sort of crackle are we getting? Is it just when I'm playing the audio from GarageBand? Is it coming through my mic? Let me know, and I'll see what I can do to adjust it, because it's kind of hard to work it out on the fly. A little crackle at times, but not that bad. It might just be, again, we're continuing to test out Restream here, and Restream does tend to have not quite as good as audio as StreamYard, in my experience thus far. We'll see. We'll see how we go. It's with the bass. Yeah, it might just be that the bass is overloading because it is a pretty loud bass sound. So I'll turn down the bass as well. Or maybe, why don't we, if we go back to just something like the Liverpool bass that doesn't have that so much crunchiness, it might not be affecting the low end as much. We can't use that one yet, can we? Just trying to find one that won't be quite as all of them sound like more intense. Maybe we go with, do we have like, where's all of our electronic stuff? Where's our electronic basses that are in GarageBand Mac? Guitar? No. You know what I mean? Like we seem to be missing a whole lot of sounds here. Like if we just go bass here. Yeah, like all these like the 80s, like 90s solid synth bass. What about something like this? All right, here we are. So this is all in bass. Oh, Jesus. I'm losing it, aren't I? All right, I'll stop now. We'll just go back. See, now I don't know how to get back to... So I'm in this section, right? Synthesizer. Bass. All right, so they're all under synthesizer. So synthesizer has its whole bunch of different ones. Got it. All right, we're there. I understand. I capiche now. I get it. But we'll just put it back to that stinger bass. And I'll just turn the volume down so that we don't get so much low end crunching on through. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. It's good when you're doing a live stream and you've got other musicians here, then folks will actually help you out. And they'll help you if there's any audio issues. All right. Let's see Cleggy in the house. Hello, Cleggy. Hope you are doing well. All right, so we're here. We need the interlude. So the interlude does something a little bit different here. We'll just, so it's da do 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 do. Is it going to be too low down? You're not going to be able to hear it. It won't crunch, but it'll be silent. All right, let's try this record. Okay, so this section here goes, it does the thing that goes do, do, do. All right, so we'll just redo this. So the bridge is a... I don't have a metronome. I was way out of time there. All right, let's put the metronome on just for this section because we don't have the benefit of the drums there. And then we're back into our verse again. So we can grab this verse and we can copy it and paste it there. And then we're into our final chori. Plural of chorus is chori, right? Paste it. So, okay. So what I'm going to do here now, I might just give myself, I might just use, like maybe not the electric piano. Or maybe it will be the electric piano. So I'm just going to play myself. I'm going to play myself. You don't need this one here, do we? We can go back to. Should we go back to this so you can see that a bit better? All right. So what I want to do here is I want to build out just a basic play along, sing along kind of track. So I'll probably use a. All right, that third chord definitely needs to have a D in it, but like it needs to be, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll play a very simplified version. We can change it up and try and add to the arrangement later. So let's just bring this electric piano up here underneath our bass. We'll get rid of that. I know the synth is just doing our little intro bit. I think we'll play with that synth afterwards as well, because I think it needs to go dee-doo-doo-doo-doo, dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo. It needs some additional notes in there, but I don't want it to do the dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, because repeated notes with a virtual instrument are the worst thing in the world. Like, it's okay on a real instrument, like, but have you ever imported MIDI and it has that lead sound of what is supposed to be the vocal, and it's a vocal that has the same note, like, I got another confession to make, and you upload, like, you download the MIDI and import it, it goes do 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 do, and it just sounds gosh darn awful. So don't do that. Don't have repeated notes on virtual instruments. It sounds shite. All right, let's play. All right, we'll just play along with some nice keys. 2, 3. It's a bit too fast. Let's bring the tempo down a little bit, and I'll have to get rid of my vocal because that won't work with the tempo. But if we bring the tempo down to maybe like 110, it might be a bit more playable for me, because I'm not the greatest in the world when it comes to the keys. So we'll delete that. Oh, no, it didn't delete. Actually delete? No, didn't delete either. What are you doing? Why do I pressed delete 3 times. The first 2 times didn't work. All right, I'm just going to play in the right hand here. 2, 3, 4. Come back, hit the trailhead full of zombies. Met a strange lady, she made me nervous. Took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under? Alright, I'll start from that bit again, because I kind of messed up there. Because I've got to get my chord progression, because that one is... That's a G, isn't it? So it's a G, D, E minor, C, C, D. I'm just going to remember my F sharp there, because I'm not great with my F sharps. So we'll start with a G, and we'll move it down. The A minor there, didn't I? Is there a way, when I do something like this, if I just go undo, I want the playhead to auto pop back to the last spot? Does anyone know if there's a way to do that? I don't know. Keep missing that F sharp. This is why I play in C major most of the time. I should just transpose it to C major and... You know what I'm going to do? No, I need to play it down here. All right, let's try it again. I cannot get this one right. Alright, we'll try it again, and we'll get there. It's fine. We've got all day. It's not like anyone's watching here. It repeats 4 times. Let's just loop it. I don't want to mess around with that. It's just a guide track, so it doesn't need to be expressive and perfect. There, and then we will copy that, just that chunk. Oh, how do I copy just that chunk? Do we have to split it? Split at playhead? All right, cool. We'll copy it. Now, we can just loop it, but then it will loop the whole rest of the way, I'd imagine. So, and then we should be able to, we kind of have got most things covered with everything else. So, the interlude's the same as the intro. So if we do the same thing here, if we right-click, and we split at the playhead, And then now can you do something funky like hold down Command and drag it and it creates another copy of it? No, you can't. Is there a button you can? Command Shift? Nope, that loops. All right, don't do that. I thought that there was a button where, oh, hang on, what have I done now? Redo. Okay. All right, I'm just going to do it the simple way. So we'll split that out again. I'm going to have to go and do all of Patrick's courses because clearly my editing skills here in GarageBand Mac leave a lot to be desired. All right, paste. So let's just make sure that this paste works in here. Yep, so then we should be able to just grab all of this business again and copy it because it'll go the same here. Again, this won't be in the final one. We'll play it in properly, but for this, so there we go. Then we've got our interlude, which uses a similar sort of thing to this. So it'll go, we'll paste it in there. So there's that. All right, so now we need to play in this part, which is so that's the same as this one. Copy, cheat. So it plays the little second half of this, paste and paste. All right, and then the final verse, which we'll bring in here, and we'll paste it. And then we've got our final chori, which we'll grab a little chunk of these and copy and paste them in. All right. And we'll just paste that, and we'll just copy this and paste that into there. So now we've built out a bit of an arrangement here. Yeah, it's very basic at this point. We've literally just got, we've got the bass, we've got electric piano to sort of follow us along here. But this is going to give us the basis to work out, because now I want to sing. Now I want to actually sing in some lyrics and see if we can get this, the whole arrangement works for us as a bit of a disco kind of track. So we'll see how that all goes. Thank you, Ashley HM. Everyone's talking Rush in the chat here. I did joke the other day. I'm like, as soon as the chat starts talking about things that I'm not doing, then I'm probably being boring. But that's okay. Cheers. Chink. How's that download going? Has that all been done now? No, it's still very much downloading. Yeah, it was a really bad idea to start that download process. If you are updating these packs, I guess the learning here is that I'm on like a 100 megabit down connection here, and it's taken a long time. In fact, I'll be very surprised if I don't get a pop-up saying, your hard drive is full, Johns. You only bought the 256 gigabyte Mac Mini, because I don't have a whole lot of space. All right. How's the voice? Ba 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 bee ba ba ba. Let's time to sing us a song. Is the dog still here? Basil's just chilling at the back there. Might get a Basil sighting later. Right, so let's get ourselves ready to record some vocals. So we'll come to here. We will duplicate out this vocal setting. Hello. That we already had. So if you're wondering, for those that are maybe newer to the channel, what do we want? New track with duplicate settings. For those that are newer to the channel, all the gear that I use is over on my gear guide, which you can get at studiolivetoday.com/gear. Just turn that monitor off for a minute. So if you go over to studiolivetoday.com/gear, what I'm using here today is the KeyStation 49 Mark III keyboard. I'm using my AKG D5 microphone, my favorite handheld dynamic, just for capturing things like this. I'm actually using the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, an interface I don't use very often. That's plugged into my Mac, and the Zoom LiveTrack L8's what you're hearing me through here. I also love the iRig Pro Duo and the Steinberg UR22C. So I've got too much gear. I need to sell some of it. I say this a lot, but I need to get my arse into gear and actually sell off some of this gear, or donate it to worthy causes, which is what I usually end up doing. I would rather get nothing and it go to someone who I know will use it than just sell it on eBay, knowing that some reseller is going to try and sell it for slightly more. I don't know why that is, but I don't dig it. All right, so let's just sing along to the whole song. I'm going to grab the lyrics because I need the lyrics for the song, because I don't know them off the top of my head. I know most of them, but not all of them. So we'll search down under here in my little thing, and we've got all the lyrics there. I will bring them up over my screen over here, where you can't see them because you don't really need to see them. And then we'll get on and we'll sing in a take so we can have at least one full take of this track. And why can't that go to there? Oh, what are you doing here? Problem is I use OneNote. So the OneNote document I have here, this one, like OneNote is not the best on Mac because it's a Windows, it's a Microsoft product. So it's not the greatest thing to use on Mac, but I've just been using it for so long and all my notes are in here that I don't want to change. So it's going to be one of those things where eventually I'll have to rip the Band-Aid off and just change anyway. All right, should we get this done? Let's cue this up and hit the record button. We'll turn our monitoring on. I'll turn this microphone off. So you'll only hear me coming through here. Yeah, it's got a decent amount of compression on there by the sounds of it. I'm just going to go with it. It's whatever I set last time. We've got a bit of echo. Maybe remove a little bit of that. Check. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, let's record, shall we? Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover now. Need to redo that. Oh, I'm over here. Need to redo that because I didn't like that. And do I have enough gain coming through here? It looks a little bit low. Let's just take a look, see here. Where are we? Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. It's not too bad there. Ba, ba, ba. Maybe I could, no, I don't want to give it too much. We'll go with it. It's a scratch vocal anyway. It seems to be coming up on the output here pretty high, but just not on here. And is there a way to vertically zoom? Can I zoom in on this? Because I want there's my horizontal zoom here in GarageBand, like that. Where's my vertical zoom? Am I missing a trick here? I want to get my waveforms bigger. I want to embiggen them. Yeah, if anyone in the chat that actually knows how to use this software can tell me, that'd be awesome. So let's sing in the chori. You know what you should probably do? Not solo. Undo. Where's my undo button? I keep using the key combination, but what is the actual? So you can come up here and you can go edit, undo, and there's the key. But is there an actual button to just undo somewhere here as well? You'd think I'd know this stuff by now. All right, let's record. All right. Have all your tracks armed and then hit record. Do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, oh, do you come from a land down under? That wasn't right. Oh. I'm going to redo that verse. I'm okay with the chorus, but let's just redo that verse because the next bit is, I come from a land down under. And he said, I come from a land down. Yeah, okay. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where beaters flow and men chunder.
you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Lying in a bed in Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say, I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from a land of plenty. And he said, oh, do you come from a land down under, where beer and glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
So, what was wrong there? Well, what was wrong there? Our arrangement is not correct. We've done something. I think we've doubled up the bridge here. I think we've made it twice as long as it needs to be. So, but this is the beauty part. This is why I said to myself and to others, please, for the love of your deity of choice, sing along to your tracker early on, especially if you're doing a cover song. Make sure your arrangement's airtight before you start building it out too much. And that's what we've been doing in this video. I know it's been a little bit frustrating watching Pete make mistakes as we go, but this will help us, because it means when we come back in the next couple of days, we've got a very good basis to work with. And speaking of very good bases, how about I actually come in here and do a save as? Because you know my love of version control, and I'm actually going to use some version control. Because it was originally called Mystery Cover Song, we can now actually call this Down Under Cover. Get what I did there? This series is going to be called Down Under Cover. Oh, I love me a pun. All right, so this is going to be Down Under Cover 1, and then this will build out as we go through, because I like to have the ability to go back and try different versions. So Down Under Cover. Unacceptable. All right, so let's find out what we did wrong here and then fix it, and then we'll be pretty much ready to go. And some of those electric piano bits were wrong, so we'll have to change around some of that. So I think we were okay up to here.
Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, do you speak of my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said,
I'm just going to remove that little bit on those last couple of bars so that it sounds
he
just to there.
He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under.
All right, we're all good through here.
Where bitters flow and men chunder.
I love that this says men chunder.
Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
Oh, it was I did it wrong. I didn't wait for the second half of that bridge. So it was me. I was to blame. Well, I was to blame either way, but I didn't give it that, because then there's this little musical interlude that and then it comes back in here with the verse.
Lying in a bed in Bombay.
A ben? Lying in a ben, that's very different.
With a slack jaw and not much to say, I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from a land of plenty.
So that's going to have to be with no, well, I want that to be just the vocals there. But anyway.
And he said, oh, do you come from a land down under, where beer and glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder?
I do love a bit of wordplay.
You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under.
A beer and a Vegemite sandwich. They go together beautifully.
Can you hear the thunder?
Hey, EmoBot 9000. Hope you're well.
You better take cover.
Do-do. All right, I'm thinking, so I don't really know how to end it yet, but I'm thinking what we'll do at the end here, if we zoom on in, I've got to get used to this zooming. I remember now from Murdering Time how much I hated the zoom function here in GarageBand Mac. All right, so we'll paste that in there. Boom. So.
Better run, you better take cover.
Wait, what the heck did I do? I put that in the wrong spot. What, how can you put a synth on a... That's weird. Oh, no, that's got to go here. Oh, everything's going everywhere. The Mac M1 mouse situation better be improved by the bloody Monterey upgrade, I'm just saying. Nice syncopated beat there. How about you come back on the grid? Maybe it just ends on that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double up this vocal. So we've probably got another 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to get the Kookaburra strike. You know what's funny, Gregory? I did not get a single copyright claim on either of the videos, either the original one where I recorded live in GarageBand Weekly or the other one yet. But here's the thing, and here's what I want to make sure that everyone knows. Copyright claims may happen immediately. They may happen in a day, a week, a month, a year. I get copyright claims for stuff I did 3 years ago, where suddenly it's gone, oh, this you played this song. We're going to go to copyright claim. And copyright claims are not bad. Like, inherently, they're not bad. It means that if you are playing someone else's music, then and you make revenue from that, then you share it with them if you're doing a cover song. So that's fine. I'm happy to share the revenue from any of these with Colin Hay, with Kookaburra Person, whoever. But yeah, it's something worth keeping in mind if you're doing cover songs. If you think you got away with it, then maybe not. All right. Let's go. You play the didge. That's pretty cool. But no Vegemite sandwiches. That's Australian enough. Yeah, I've tried to play. My dad has a didgeridoo, and I tried to play it once, and it's really hard. Couldn't get a sound out of it. My dad can do it, but I couldn't do it. All right, we'll probably be here about another 15 minutes, folks. I just want to tidy up a few things here and build this out a little bit more, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this into a basic idea, and then I'm going to send it over to GarageBand iOS and play around and see if there's... Now that we've got even better integration between iOS and Mac, I can take this with me on my walk today, and I can wander around and try different sounds. And because the sounds now match between iOS and Mac, goodness me, we could use the same sounds on both platforms. So that's going to be cool. Sorry, I get excited by things. So I'm just going to sing all the way through again, ba 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 ba, by duplicating out this vocal. New track with duplicate settings. Sounds like I'm going to use that a lot. What's the shortcut for that? Oh, Command D. Let's just do a quick test of that. We'll undo. And if I have that selected and I go Command D, yeah, I'm going to be using that all the time. I always just duplicate out. So what I'll do is I'll turn down this original vocal, down so it's just low here in the mix. Let's take a listen. Just so it's a little ghostly vocal, and I'm going to sing along to this again, and we'll record a second vocal. I'll give it. This will still be a demo vocal, but I'll give it a little bit more this time and try and get in the zone, because you never know. These demo vocals may actually make the final mix. You never do know. Don't ever just half-ass it. At least 3/4 ass it when you're doing your scratch vocals, because you never know. I've kept more scratch vocals than I care to admit. So here we go. I'll turn off this mic. We'll come over onto this mic, we'll turn up the volume a little bit there, and let's record another vocal take.
Traveling in a fried out combi, on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. my souls. I said, do you speak of my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Guitar solo. Lying in the den in Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from a land of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under, where women blow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey now. Should have gone for the hey now. Hey now, you're an all-star. There you go. We've done a cover. We've done another cover, another vocal take. Oh, how many Vegemite sandwiches can you pound back? I mean, I have Vegemite on toast more than I have Vegemite sandwiches, to be honest. So this morning I had, it was a small loaf. It was a small loaf of sourdough. So, you know, the little sort of baguette looking loaves. So I had 3 slices of that with not margarine. What do I have? The plant-based spread and, yeah, Vegemite. Delicious. And a coffee. So this is coffee number 2 for today, which is why I'm a little bit hyped today. Plus, I slept about 11 hours last night because I got up at 3 a.m. yesterday to watch the Apple event. And then, yeah, I went to bed at like 8:30. Why are we talking about All-Star? Somebody once told me the world. Did you hear that the lead singer of Smash Mouth is departing and has been replaced? Yeah, it's a bit sad. Apparently health related, but yeah, there's also, he also went a bit kind of a bit out there at a concert recently and, you know, started abusing fans and calling people names and things. Not cool. Never like to see when people have a downward turn in the rock and roll world. So let's come back and take a listen to this. Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. You know what? I'm hearing a couple of those clicks as well now. I think it might be, maybe we'll, for the next one, we'll switch out the Focusrite and bring the Steinberg in and see if that has any better bearing on it. Because, yeah, because we are pushing the little Mac a little bit hard here because I'm bringing in sounds from the Focusrite and then I'm sending them out via the Zoom, which is always going to make things a little bit more challenging. But at least we can do it. All right. So, yeah, what do I want? Yeah, I know, how good is sourdough? Ooh, delicious sourdough bread. So we get a bit off track here, but that's the fun. That's the fun of a live show. You can get off track. So I want to, did the original had a sax? It had a flute. It did have a flute. You know what? I wonder if I can bring in some sort of flute type sound in here. Let's put GarageBand to the test, shall we? Let's do some cleaning up. Remember, we've got a new version here, so we'll get rid of this old bass track. We definitely don't need that. Yes, it can go away. So we'll keep the electric piano. This is just our rough guide track. This synth is doing our little thing. You know what? I want to fix? I want to fix up this. I
By the way, I told you at the start of the show that I was listening to Ghostbuster. Ghostbuster is the Ray Parker Jr. tune, and this morning, and this synth, so the 80s bitrate synth, is exactly like the same synth that they have in Ghostbusters song, because like that. Like we were playing along, and my daughter was playing along too. It was having a lot of fun. All right, yes, flute. This one time at band camp. Oh, geez, we're getting really weird now. Yeah. So first of all, I want to fix up this, because this bit here, over here, I think we can do better with that little lead bit. I think we can make that our own a little bit. Just change it up slightly. So we'll do. Wait. What will we do? We'll do Command D. Boo. We'll mute out that one. And what I think I want with this is I want to... We'll bring it back down. Yeah, maybe we do that. You know what I haven't done? I haven't brought the tempo back up. And I've sung in 2 vocal takes. Why didn't I bring the tempo back up? But wait, doesn't GarageBand Mac do time stretching on audio tracks? I don't think it does. Not by default. Let's just bring the tempo back up to where we wanted it before. I don't think so.
Do you come from a land down under?
Or does it?
Where women glow and men plunder. Can't you hear?
Does it really do that? Okay, I'm a little bit impressed by that.
Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
How fast can we go? Come on. I'm losing it. It's like a QB the Penguin song now.
Flying right from land in Brazil. He was 6'4", full of muscle. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under. With a flow and men yonder.
Can you tell it's been a long couple of days? I think I need a day off. All right. Okay. Well, we'll bring it back up to, because now that we know we can do that, let's make it back to what we originally had of that, which was around this sort of 124 mark.
Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
You're trying to do that with a track and you can't do it. Don't tell me this is like a new feature. Is this like someone, GarageBand people, Logic people, tell me, because I know that you can stretch things out, right? You can use stretch time in here, but I thought I'd tried exactly this before and it didn't change it. I'm almost positive. Yeah, right. You need this coffee. I swear it's only coffee. It's a Benny Hills speed up filter. I sound like a wiggle. Hop potato, hop potato, hop potato, hop potato, hop potato, hop potato. Oh. All right. So where were we at after I got? Yeah. So we're going to do this synth. So I was trying to play this in. Yeah, I like that. All right. Don't mention the Wiggles, Dave. Yeah, that's a bit rough. They keep changing. And that Anthony dude, he's been there for the whole time. Well, this is cool because it means, if this is true, it means that we can do some awesome stuff, like put the tempo way down, still have the vocals in at the right speed, and play in harder parts. How good would this be for guitar solos that you're trying to learn? And you can bring it down to like 60 BPM and learn your guitar solo. Or just record your guitar solo at 60 and then put it back up. Cheating for the win. All right, let's just try and play this in, shall we? All right. Undo. I really want that function that's undo and go back to the start. All right, let's record again. 3, 4. Do you think that that's going to be a goer? What do you think? If I change this tempo too many times, is it going to be like the old 4-track days where you just keep bouncing things down until it completely breaks? I reckon that's about right. We'll do it again because I didn't quite play it in right. And I wonder if I can play it now that I know what I'm playing. What am I doing wrong here where I'm right-clicking it and hitting delete? And it didn't delete the first 2 times. I must have had other things selected somehow. All right. Let's try this at full speed. 2, 3. Yeah, I want it to be the right? All right, let's try it again. Missed it right at the start there. Oh. This must be so much fun to watch and listen to. Oh, we need to slow it down again. Does the pitch go up with the speed? No, the pitch doesn't go up with the speed, Bear. That's the cool thing. It's just time stretching. It's not changing pitches of anything, which is kind of cool. All right, so right click, delete. Okay, gone. So we'll play it in. We'll just get it vaguely right because we'll obviously have to touch it up later. But oh goodness me, I can't even get it right at the slow speed. So you can hear that, Bear. See, it's the same speed. Yep. So we don't want it that slow. We want it to be back up at 124-ish, I reckon. And we'll just chop off that little starty bit. And then we'll just move this and we'll copy it and we'll put it in the places. And we'll leave this as the version. We'll leave the old one there for now, just in case this one really starts annoying me. All right, and what I want to do, final thing that I'm going to do here to do is just sing another vocal, but do like a backing vocal going on here. So we're going to just play around with some vocal harmony ideas here, because I can hear some sort of 2, 3, 4-part harmonies going on in some of these sections. So this is what I tend to do at this point in the project, just to explore what different sort of thirds and fifths and things that we're going to want to do here. So we'll hit record and we'll just do this now.
Trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles. Stop. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. Buying bread. This is where we need this second part where it's going to do this like a little bit like this. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles. I said, do you speak of my language? He just nodded and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. I come from a land down under. That's what we need for this. I come from a land down under. I like the flange on this dance vocal. It's actually kind of cool. I come from a land down under. It's sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you you better take cover.
Lying in bed in Bombay. All right, so we need to do those third vocals again here. Guitar solo.
Lying in the dead in Bombay, with a slack jaw, not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from a land of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey now.
So that last one, I was doing the other part of a 3-part harmony that I want to do for the last one. So let's Command D it, and just on this final chorus where we've got this going on.
Do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder?
Do you come from a land down under? Now we want a lower vocal here on the harmony, so we'll try and sing something in here. Let's turn that mic off. I come from a land down under. So we got like a 3-parter.
Of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey now.
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, Mary king of the bushes. Hey, laugh, Kookaburra, gay your life must be. And so it ends. All right. So let's just take a quick listen to these. It's not obviously the final thing, but this is what I'll be doing more of today as I wander about, and more of tomorrow on the Patreon show. Because yes, we are going to be live tomorrow, but it's Patreon only. I'm sorry. I know. If you want to join us live tomorrow, you'll have to be part of the Patreon. You can head over to patreon.com/PeteJohns or studiolivetoday.com/Patreon. Don't worry though. If you don't get to see it live, I will do a highlight reel. So you'll get to see what went on and see the highlights version. But if you want to see it live tomorrow, got to be a patron. I don't put much stuff behind a paywall, but it'll probably be a longer stream, an hour and a half again. And I'll be experimenting, and we'll be playing with Logic, and we're doing all sorts of things there. But we'll bring that on. There you go. Thomas Christ has popped it in there. If you do want to join the fun, you can do it for $1 a month, and you can become a patron of the channel. All right, let's just listen to this final chorus.
Do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder?
Let's just do some padding.
Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under.
Oh, we don't have that one there, do we?
Where bitters flow and men chunder.
That sounds better, right?
Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey now.
And what we'd probably do, obviously, we need less volume on these backing vocals. But yeah,
Of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under?
Bring it back in with our mix.
Where women go and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under.
I think that's sounding pretty cool.
Where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey now.
I'm not convinced on the diddle 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 there. We were going to play with flute, weren't we? All right, we're way over time, but you know what? As long as I keep it under an hour and a half. Let's just play with the flute. Everyone, grab your flute and let's play. Oh, goodness me. Oh, it's just getting bad. All right, so I don't know if we have a flute, but I'm going to find out. We type flute. We do. We've got a flute, flute organ, flute solo, mellotron flutes. Do we use mellotron flutes? Why do I need the music to type in keyboard? These are the mellotron flutes. I reckon they're the ones from the pack, aren't they? Or are they just different ones? Strawberry fields forever. Some mellotron chords as a pad might be cool in this, like. Right? Am I crazy, or is that gonna work really well? Let's find out. Grab your flute. Let's find out. So just some very basic mellotron flute chords. Let's just see what it does here. So no. So maybe not all the way through there, but we'll just lay something out because it's easier to remove than it is to add. So I reckon at least in the chorus here, I think we need something. I don't mind the whistling. I always love my whistles. I don't want that in there. But what I want this is, I definitely want this to come in here. So it's not the flute we were looking for, but I think it's still going to be fine. First, she said, "Do you come from a land down under?" Like that. All right, undo. First, she said, "Do you come from a land down under? Where women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover." Buying bread from a man in Brussels. And gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, "I come from a land down under. Women are slow and What do we reckon? Is that mellotron a thing? Let's just take a listen to it. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, "Do you come from a land down under? Where women glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover." Yeah. Okay, I don't mind the synth now, but maybe it needs a flute to go with it. So let's just duplicate this track, and this time we'll go flute again, and we'll find a different flute. What about the flute solo? Okay, so it's legato. We need it staccato. Look, we have a button here. That's two staccato. So we need it legato, but we need it with less So it's got it too much. It needs more attack. Is there a way that we can adjust the attack of an instrument like this? Doesn't seem to be one of the options that we have here. All right, let's try. Let's try another flute. I like this stuff though. What about just the regular flute? Yeah, this one has like the attack here, so we can have the attack super fast. Let's play along and let's just see if it's going to work. Maybe like that? I don't know. Let's just try it. Try again. I really wish there was a go back to the start, and I've said that 15 times now. One more time, we'll celebrate. One more time. All right, we've got the first half of it. Let's just do the second half. We'll zoom in. And we'll play it from here. There's that click. I heard it that time. Undo. Go back to the bar marker. You know what I need? I probably need that little... I probably actually need this thing on, don't I? The thing that I used to always accidentally put on. I probably need this on and have this. Because I'm just recording in this part, aren't I? These two bars. Maybe that's what I actually needed all the time. Yeah, and then it goes back to the start. Except it still goes part way through. Anyway, we will learn. So we'll get rid of that starting bit. Let's see if this flute's going to actually be a thing that we need to keep. One, go.
Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. Breakfast. She said, do you come from a land down under? Where women glow and men plunder?
I kind of like the Mellotron.
Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
I don't know, but I'm probably going to keep that whistling. See, this is where sometimes you experiment and sometimes it works okay. All right, there we go. That's what we've got thus farly. We'll go out by listening to the full version here, and I'll just tweak a few knobs and maybe just adjust a few things just to get our final mix down. I'll then save it out. In fact, let's save it out now. We'll do a save as because we're up to version 2 before we work on this again. And once again, we will be continuing to work on this in some form tomorrow, as well as experimenting with some logic and some other things. It still seems to be downloading. Yep, look, it's still only halfway through downloading all of those GarageBand sounds. So that's taken an hour plus, and it's still only halfway there. So if you've got GarageBand, definitely grab your GarageBand and start updating it now. Maybe do it overnight when you go to bed, because yeah, it's going to be slow. All right. So we will return tomorrow and we'll play around with this. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to take this out for me with on my walk on my iPhone. Because the cool thing you can do here is we can actually do a file. Where is it to export? You can go track. Is it? No. Where is it? It's share. It's share. So we can share project to GarageBand for iOS. So I'll save a version as an iOS project onto my iCloud drive. I then open that on my iPhone. I go out in the day. I add bits in. I can add in little vocal bits. I can add in synth bits. I can play around with the drums. And then when I bring it back, it'll actually import those tracks that I add in iOS back into Mac. It's super, super cool. All right, so we'll do that. I'll do that off air. But for now, why don't we listen to this? This is the very first, very early demo version of this tune, Down Undercover by Righty Dokey, here on Studio Live today. Let's go.
gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
I'm just going to quickly put this bit in here because that needed these to come back. You know what? In there, you know what this should have? It should have a complete a cappella choir sound. And no, we're not going to go like a big gang vocal again. We did that last time. But I think like literally an 8-part harmony in there just doing that. Like, oh, maybe with like a church organ behind it. Are you hearing it? I'll play around with that today. Anyway.
Guitar solo. Lying in the dead in Bombay, with a slack jaw, not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from a land of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under? Tempt me, because I come from a land of plenty. And he said, do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover now.
Yay! Come on now. That's a lot of fun, right? Gotta have fun making music. This is why I wanted to do this project. I was feeling, after doing work in progress, which was super fun, but was a bit of a grind, I just wanted to do something that I knew I would have a smile on my face the whole time I did it. And that's exactly what this is. All right. I'm sorry, but I can't help. I've got this idea in my head for this bridge section here. So I think we need nothing else but, so we're going to get rid of these. And we're going to, we'll leave the bass in there for now, but I see myself getting rid of it. But I'm just going to duplicate out a couple of vocals here because I just want to see if this is going to work. All right, ready? Let's try this.
Guitar solo. Lying in the dead in.
So that, and then like the
Guitar solo. Lying in the dead in.
Maybe I recorded over the other one. Undo it. Undo. All right, let's try that again. Because it's a very short section, so it shouldn't take too long.
Guitar solo. Lying in the dead in Bombay.
Maybe not a guitar solo. Let's just grab this track. I like that it auto puts some monitoring on each track as you select it.
Guitar solo.
Yeah, it's just something like that. That just removes everything else. We'll even take the bass out there. Just for now. Because we know we've got it in reserve.
Guitar solo. Lying in the dead in.
All right, it's not quite there, but you get the gist. All right, that is actually going to do it this time. I know I keep threatening to leave and then I don't, but this time I actually will be leaving here. Thank you everyone for being here once again. We'll be doing it live again tomorrow, and then we will return the following day, which is Friday morning for me, Thursday afternoon or evening for many of you. Just got to coordinate timing. It'll probably be around about this time, and we'll continue on with the show. The show must go on. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for watching me stumble my way through GarageBand on a Mac. It's been a learning experience, but I'm getting there. I'm starting to get my workflow in the zone. And the reason I wanted to do this is before I go and tackle the world of Logic, I just wanted to make sure that I did have my GarageBand sea legs, so to speak. So I think I'm going to be able to make the transition a lot easier now. Thanks everyone for being here. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to others. Please keep creating. And I will see you again really soon here on Studio Live today. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now.